I cannot fully stand erect. Otherwise, my quads, halfway through, my quads went to cramp. I had to get back on my bed and sit in like a prayer position to like stretch my quads because that's how like tight and fucked up they were.
Bro,
Yeah.
let me tell you, cramps in your legs are the worst. No matter, doesn't matter where it is. Look, a fucking calf cramp is a killer. A calf cramp is a killer.
Hamstring is worse for me.
Yeah, yeah,
For me, hamstring always felt like I remember the first time that I had a, a hamstring cramp when I was like a little kid. I literally freaked the fuck out. I was like, "What the hell is happening?" Like, and the thing is, I didn't know you're supposed to stretch it. And obviously, the first thing that you're going to be thinking is like stretching it is going to make it more painful, which is actually the opposite of that.
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
you don't stretch it, which makes it even worse and just like continually makes it horrible. So now that I know I'm supposed to stretch these things, it's like, okay, it can be cuck sore, but like it'll be for like a couple of seconds until I stretch it and then I'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, like I've never had a full on quad cramp, but just the little tingles that I had, for example, like last night was probably the most closest it's been. I still don't want to know. I still don't want to know because it is just no,
Yeah, dude, no, look, it's fucking bad. That actually, it's funny you say that, but the first time I ever had like a proper cramp, um, and that's why I say cough is so bad, is because I'll never forget. It was, I don't know how many years ago it was. It was. I think I might have been in grade 11, so long. It's quite a while ago. Um, and I got a fucking calf cramp in the water polo pool.
I threw that for somebody.
Bro, that won't eat me.
Bro,
Oh no, no,
let
no,
me
no,
tell
no.
you. And the thing is, like, you can't stretch it. You can't like really do anything. And
Mm-mm.
the thing is, like, if you even if you were sitting on the couch and you got a calf cramp, like, you'd kind of be like, fuck, you'd freak out quickly, like get on the floor, stretch the calf, whatever. And now I'm in the fucking pool. I literally can't do anything. I could barely swim. Like, I'm trying to swim with like one leg, but I'm like tilted like this. I'm trying to fucking swim. Um,
And it doesn't
and
help that you're basically like all your movement is comes out of your legs. Like your arms
yeah,
are tools, your legs are what actually moves you around. So
exactly.
and keeps you afloat. So now you're trying to like stay afloat while you're trying to like ease this cramp. And now let's say for instance you do by some chance somehow you're able to stretch it out, okay? You're gonna stretch it out for like a couple of seconds. Now you're doing the same thing again and it hits a cramp again. So it's just gonna be
Yeah,
you're gonna stretch it and it's gonna hit a cramp every single damn time.
yeah, 100%. Actually, I literally called one of my mates. I was like, "Bro, come here, come here, come here." Eventually, like, swam up to me, came underneath me, like, kind of put me on his back, and we were like swimming to the side. And I fucking someone else like dragged me out the pool, and yes, bro. I thought,
Oof.
the thing I was actually thinking, like, if let's say like I was by myself, like let's say I was just going for a swim and that shit happened, I would have been fine. I would have made it, but I would have freaked the fuck out because you almost feel like immobilized completely. I was like, holy fuck,
Exactly.
scary, bro.
What am I gonna do now? And myself, like I can let me put it like this. I was never one that thrives in water. I'm not like a fucking dolphin splashing
Yeah,
around like it's my play toy. I'm always able to survive in water. It's funny enough I'm guessing that's probably why I why I played goalkeeper when I did water polo, so I could just like just stay afloat, you know.
yeah,
But anyway, so funny story on that. Like my lungs have never been the strongest point for some reason. Like all the other guys would have a super easy time doing like swimming and whatnot. Like my fitness in the water was horrible. Um,
yeah,
and
same, yeah,
it's like there was this one thing, for example, where they had us drop down under the water. from the one side of the pool, and you can shoot yourself off the wall, but then you basically need to like swim underwater to the other side. And I cannot tell you how many times I tried that. Everyone on my team made it except me. I could not do it. It was impossible.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep my breath for that long, and I wasn't strong enough to get to the other side. Never.
It's a
Never.
completely different fitness, bro. It complete. I mean, because I used to play rugby and water polo, and well, not really water polo. Like here and there, I just did it for pretty much for the fun of it. But I used to be one of the fittest guys on my rugby team. Like
Mm.
properly fit. I could run and run and run and run and run and run. And by the end of the season, I'd pretty much be like the fittest guy. Always like being in front, at least top 3. Like fitness training and shit. I get in the pool with that fitness, bro. Stone
Doesn't
last.
work. No,
Stone fucking last. Like dying, dying, dying. Bro.
I was always the last one
Yeah.
getting to the other side of the pool. Always. Everybody's like
Yeah.
swimming warm-up laps, and it's like nothing. They do like they're like, okay, warm-up lap. We're gonna do warm-up, and it's like lengths of like 8 lengths or something like that. I'm like, excuse me, 8. That's
That's fuck.
warm-up. And then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
no. And then you get like the A and B team, and they're like doing freaking like kilometers swimming for like actual training. I'm like, what the bloody fuck, man? Like that's why I went for goalkeeper, so I can just stay afloat and I just keep the balls out of the. That's all I do.
Yeah. Fucking
Yes.
no, bro. But bro, like that fucking sport is. I think you either inclined to it or you're not. Obviously, you can work on it and get better, but like, if you're not good, if you're not like naturally, you know what it is. I actually just figured out. There you go. I think it's because we're so short, bro, that it takes us like 5 times the amount of kicks and fucking
Yeah.
just to get there. That's why.
We were literally not built for it. We were
No,
not built for the water.
definitely not. Good job, bro. Otherwise, what's been happening on your side?
Good. Been good. Slowly starting to get the weight back up. Um, Training's been really fun lately. Um, Still just tired, just tired as always. Um, and what else?
What do you think? Why do you think you tired all the time? What's that from?
My circadian rhythm's fucked, dude. My sleeping pattern is so fucked. Like honestly, like um, funny enough, like last year, especially like in prep, like I could last like at 10 o'clock, 11, then I need to be in bed. Like I was that tired. Like I just needed to be in bed by that time.
Yeah.
So, so I was good. Like, but even then, like I was okay, obviously because of the trend and everything else, but like I would wake up probably like at 5, 6, 7 in the morning, like no problem. Like without I would set my alarm for like 9 or 10, and then I'd wake up at 5, 6 because I was well rested enough. Um,
Yeah.
but I completely fucked it up now. So now I'm like I try to go to bed at like 12, but then I basically fall asleep around like 1 to 2. And then
Wow.
obviously just like even if I do get like the enough amount, like 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep, I still wake up like kind of groggy and whatnot and feel like I need to take a nap and stuff. And I'm like, nah, bro, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I need to try and fix that.
Yeah, fuck. It's so important that like going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. Just I also feel the same. Even if I get this, if I had to get the same amount of sleep,
Mm.
it's just it's different. I'd rather go to sleep a bit earlier and wake up, fucking early than the other way around. It messes up my day. Well, it doesn't mess up my day completely. Still do the same shit, get the same shit done, but it's just like you just don't feel the
Not
same.
the same. It's not the same. You ain't got the same drive. You ain't got the same energy, focus. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's definitely like if you literally just moving it 2, 3, or 4 hours earlier makes a big difference on how how you actually have like your day. Like your days are just so much better actually. You get your sleep in the right time that it's supposed to be. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and definitely like if I'm what I've also realized, if I'm kind of like tired and whatnot, um, and I'm feeling groggy and whatever, as soon as I go outside and the sun hits me, I wake up. I wake the
Yeah.
fuck. Like it always helps me. Like doesn't matter what. If I go outside and I get sun, then I wake up and then I can actually do stuff. So,
Yeah.
and it was
That's
funny.
actually so. No, I was actually just gonna say I'll send you a video. I'm sure you know who Andrew Huberman is.
Oh yeah.
Um, he was actually talking about a study that they did about getting like sun in your like specifically getting sun in your eyes in the morning and how
Mhm.
important it is. So that's probably exactly what's happening to you, what happens to you.
Literally hundreds, if not thousands, of quality peer-reviewed papers showing that light viewing early in the day is the most powerful stimulus for wakefulness throughout the day, and it has a powerful positive impact on your ability to fall and stay asleep at night. So this is really the foundational power tool for ensuring a great night's sleep and for feeling more awake during the day.
Yeah,
You
because
know, as soon as you get the sun in.
because we get exposed by so much blue light, um, which is
That's
not
funny.
actually the best thing that we should get because everybody just knows blue light's crap for you.
Yeah.
But the natural lighting, the natural light that you get, that really does help like set everything, circadian rhythm, everything's good to go then. Um,
Yeah.
I'd even say like, I mean, I think at this point I am pretty much I don't get any effect from caffeine anymore, so that's not going to help me at all. Um, but like sunlight helps me way more than any caffeine honestly can do. I can have, dude, the fact I think it's actually scary the fact that like for instance earlier I was so tired. I was having my first meal, um, and halfway through I'm like, okay, well I want to drink something, so I had like an energy drink. Halfway through my energy drink, I was like, I want to go. I'm literally so tired. I need to take a nap. And I literally took a nap like it was no problem. Like I can have, I remember even times where when I was busy studying, I would, if I felt like I really couldn't sleep well or whatever, I'd literally go make coffee, caffeine coffee, and go sleep after it. Because
Yeah.
literally, caffeine doesn't do anything for me. It's just literally the hot feeling of the coffee that helps me to sleep. So, um, yeah.
Yeah. The I also find that, you know, it's that's just the way it is, you know. The more you have, the more you want, first of all. It's like anything. And
Exactly.
then they do say that if you cut out any type of coffee, any type of caffeine 5 hours before you sleep, your sleep is completely different. So much better. So I've actually started to do that. So the last cup of coffee or any type of caffeine I have is about probably now it's probably like midday, and then I just stop completely. And my sleep is power, power. My sleep's good. Why did your sleep get knocked off so badly?
Um, Funny enough, it's like usually, for me, it was always, I always saw like the evenings as my time to be able to chill and like actually like just take a breath and just do stuff that I felt like doing.
Yeah,
And then usually that would be like either playing some video games or watching some series or a movie or something. Um, I literally could not do that while I was actually in prep and had a proper like sleeping schedule. Like I would start watching a movie 10, 20 minutes in, and then I'd have to put it off because I was too tired to watch it. Um, so somehow, some way, I think because of like, especially like end of December when, you know, everything was kind of like, okay, well, you can do what you can, what you want. You don't need to go work and everything. So then I kind of just fucked it up like that. So then I was like, you know what? Uh, um, I don't need to go to bed early. So might as well watch movies late at night, do stuff that I want late at night. And then I didn't like try and set it back again, and then just got into that habit, and then it just got stuck like that.
Yeah, you got to keep that. Yeah, you got to keep that habit all year round. Well, at
Mhm.
least try. Yeah. No, that is tough, and also like it affects your train. But how much sleep do you feel like you need though? Like in general, like let's say you go to bed early, but like what's the range of sleep you need just to feel like perfect?
To be frank with you, when my sleep was perfect, I could literally get like 6 hours, and I would be perfectly fine. My body, I would wake up and I would be well rested, ready to go. I didn't need 8. I didn't need more than that. If I tried, I couldn't even get it. Um, I
Yeah,
was I was perfectly fine. If my body woke up, it woke up. Um, but then again, it kind of would equate to around 8 o'clock because I would go to bed 10, 11. So then I'd probably wake up around 6. So that kind of equates to around 8 hours. But now these days, just because that like timing is off just by a couple of hours, I can get 10 hours of sleep and I would still feel tired. Um,
fuck, it's a lot of sleep.
yep, I know.
Yeah,
I know. Like you
I-
wake up, you're like, it was a good sleep, but you're like still groggy. Like the type of sleep that I got last year when it was on point was the type of sleep where you don't have to even like go through like the morning. You're awake. You're awake and ready to go. If the sun is
yeah,
not up, you don't care. You are ready to go. So that's why I'm like so like hectic about it. And that's also why I think sometimes that my I grow more in prep versus off season because there's so many things that I treat correctly in prep to make sure that everything is perfect.
yeah,
Um, that I mean, my sleep, fucking hell, even my sleep was fucking perfect. My diet was always, I was on point with it. Tried to get everything on the right times. Training was always on the same times. Everything was perfect to a T. And my body was like in sync. It knew what had to happen, at what time. Everything was perfect the way it needed to be. I sound like fucking Thanos there. Um, but yeah, so now it's like everything's kind of like all over the place. Like I can try to get all my meals in, but it's a struggle some days. Um, so my nutrition's not perfect there. Um, sleep isn't perfect. Um, training is about the only thing that's pretty much regimented. Um, fuck, what else is there? I mean, the only other thing that I've done now lately is just like um, just stretching and abs, but otherwise everything else is pretty much kind of a little bit all over the place.
And tell me, do you think if you treated off season as regimented as you treated a prep, you'd see even more improvements?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Definitely.
Because the only thing that's different um, from off season to prep, if we're taking out the fact that I'm like regimented as fuck on
Yeah,
prep versus off season, is the it's just the gear. Like I'm on a really high dosages of well, not really high dosages. I'm on a lot of compounds actually in prep. Um, but again, that's just an enhancer. It just enhances what you already have.
yeah,
So that's why I think that if I just take that, shift it over into off season, it'll change the game completely.
yeah,
So I definitely,
100%.
it's like, I mean, I just look at like what the guy. It's sometimes interesting because like you think like the one thing would be like having like your meals properly, like that would be like the main two things would be your meals and your training, like having those two things perfect, then you should grow enough, and then if you can get the sleep on there, then that's good, and everything else is kind of supplementary type of stuff.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, there was one guy that I saw that that said if you treat your off season like you treat your prep, then you'll see a lot of benefits and you'll see actually a lot of growth. And I definitely believe that. Like I
Yeah,
saw how it literally just getting more regimented with my diet. Um, what's up, Mickey?
Yo, sorry guys, man. Jeez.
Yeah, so
no
look at
worries.
the trophies there
I
at
was
the
about to
back.
say, look at the trophy room.
Yes.
Haha, that's sick.
That's
That's
the
sick,
yeah.
sick, sick. How many trophies are back there?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this is still all.
Yes.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
half.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and about 15 medals.
Yes.
Not too bad, eh? Not too bad, Mickey.
Everything is first place, and it's just one second place. That's it.
Tell me
And
you're the
which-
champ without telling me you're the champ.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mickey, how many federations have you competed in? I see there's a PCA as well.
Yeah, I've competed in all the federations, to be honest with you. That's why if someone's gonna tell me, yeah, but you don't know how's it in this federation, you know, so don't do shit.
The man's been everywhere.
Yes, the Arnolds, 2017 and 18. I've done PCA, all the PCAs already. I've done all the IFBBs. I've done the NPCs as well, Amateur Olympia as well. Yeah, and IBF.
How was the fucking amateur Olympia?
It was amazing. That's why I said that the experience is totally different than South Africa. But in South Africa, the athletes backstage, it's much nicer. But overseas, they're more themselves, and you just need to be on your own. So it's totally
Yeah,
different. But the experience on the stage it's way different. It's way better. It's seriously,
Professional.
yeah. So look,
yeah.
don't stand against like yourself or one athlete or two athletes. You stand out against like 37 to 50 athletes on stage. That is really amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a shit ton. So if you do well there, you kind of, you know, you got a proper gauge of how you, or your potential at least. But yeah, anyway, so look, boys, I won't keep you for too long tonight. I know it's a public holiday, but there's one topic I actually I want to get through with you guys. It's a question that I've saved. Save all the questions, and I kind of just move the shit ones and then take the good ones. So this is I saw this one today. I was like, okay, this is perfect. So this is the question. Can you emphasize on the importance of gym etiquette between poor and good etiquette? That's a good one because I've like so many opinions on it, but like I feel like my opinions are different to most people because I don't mind like the grunting and the shouting and shit like that. That doesn't irritate me at all, unless you're doing it obnoxiously and you're not like you benching one plate and you're screaming and shouting. Like that's obviously fucking get under my skin.
Yeah.
But I would say just off the top of my head, because I actually haven't even thought about the question, or just off the top of my head, the thing that pisses me off the most is if you ask someone, because I don't mind if someone comes to me and says, sorry, bro, how many sets do you have? Not at all. It doesn't piss me off at all. I literally be like, bro, 2 sets or join me, whatever the story is. But when I go to someone and ask them, hey, bro, are you using this or how many sets do you have left? And they give you that fucking look like, or they just do this. They got the headphones on too, and they look away.
Tells me that you don't belong in the gym. You need to do better.
I want to take a fucking dumbbell and smash them over the head with it. So that's my fucking biggest one.
Like, leave your attitude, bro. Yes.
Yeah, fucking that irritates the shit out of me. Absolutely, like that's my worst. I just don't look. It doesn't matter if you fucking lifting heavy and you're like the big boy in the gym. You don't have to be a dickhead. You just be like 2 sets, bro. No worries. Cool. Move on. Done. But you want to be the Oaks want to be the breaker. Fucking just want to slap Oaks like that in the mouth. But anyways. That's one of the things I'll carry on thinking, but that's one of the things that irritates me. What's yours, Mickey?
Don't interfere with anyone else in the gym. I'm just on my own, to be honest with you. So I didn't have that experience much, to be honest with you, for all these years. It's just sometimes guys will take all these dumbbells and put it one side, and you're just doing arms, but you have like over 10 dumbbells, one corner for what? You see, if you ask them for 10s or the 5s, are you finished, and they give you attitude, but I just step away. I don't worry about muscles.
Yeah, but that's a big one. Not putting back your fucking weights.
Yeah.
That drives me fucking crazy as well. That drives me crazy. What's your pet peeve in the gym, Hugo?
I got 2 of them. 2 of my biggest ones. Obviously, I got a couple, but 2 biggest ones I got. The number one I have, which is most recently a thing that I've been doing, and this one is kind of controversial, because there are rules in a gym. I get that, but I feel like you can kind of get like an understanding of why is there a rule and why do I want to overstep the rule. So basically what it is just I do not like training legs with shoes on. Like even if it was flat as hard shoes, I do not like training with shoes. I want to have my feet, my toes on the ground. Obviously, I'm not taking off my socks. I'm always going to have my socks on, but that is what I want to train in.
Fucking no.
No, fuck no, not like that. Jeez. But I take off my shoes because I want to feel the ground, and I promise you, I've lifted heavier, I've lifted better, I'm more stable. Everything is so much better for me when I train without my shoes. So the one thing that I can kind of understand why they have the rule is for your safety, um, slash for them not getting sued actually, because let's be honest, do you think really any of those weights are gonna not break a toe when you have a shoe on? There's no shoe that's gonna save your foot from any of those weights. You're walking in at your own hazard, whatever. So anyway, so when they come and tell me and the thing is that I go even further to I'll do let's say the sumo squat machine, or I'll do back squats or whatever. As soon as I'm done, literally as soon as I'm done, I'm not kidding, my shoes are right next to me. I'll put my shoes right back on in between sets. Literally because I just want to take off my shoes just for that set while, and then I'll put them back on again.
I
Which
think
is
they do it. I think they also do it because it opens a lot of doors. If they do allow it, I think it opens a lot of doors where people say, then why can't I wear slops, or why can't I wear Crocs or whatever, whatever. So I think it does open doors, but I do understand it's nice to train, to just train fucking legs in your socks. That's short. Look, if someone's they're in their barefoot, I'm just it's a bit stiff.
That's overkill.
But look, to me there's nothing wrong with squatting in fucking socks.
Exactly. So it's a little bit of a gray area, because like you said, you can kind of open Pandora's box if you do allow it. So yeah, so I understand that it is a 50-50, but it does irritate me because biggest thing for me, kind of, it was just feeling like I already have like back issues and stuff sometimes. So the last thing that I want to do is like have a cushiony type of running shoe under my foot, or any type of shoe for that matter, that just makes me feel like disconnected from the floor. But then the second thing that is a pet peeve for me is when one guy, one person supersets with two machines. I have no problem if you're two guys training and the one guy's using the machine, the other guy's using that machine, and you guys are swapping. That I can kind of like still like, okay, cool, that's fine. But if you're one guy and you put like your little water bottle on this one, your phone on that one, like, bro, really? Like, come on,
Yeah.
don't
It
hog.
also depends on how busy the gym is and whatever. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, like if you're, again, like the, I've seen this so many times where the gym would be pretty damn busy because I usually go at some busy times, and then dudes hogging two machines. I've even seen one guy that used a machine on the one floor, then walks up to the next floor and does a machine on the upper. Like, really, dude? I'm a fucking
Yeah, that would drive me
bodybuilder.
crazy.
I'm not even doing that shit. Like, I know I use one machine and that's it. I'll go like use a free weight maybe for like a superset or whatever, but that I can carry with me maybe, and that's even still close. But I won't go like, I'm not gonna walk distances to like do supersets and stuff. No, other people want to use stuff as well, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that would. I get that one. I get that one. To be honest with you, yeah, and another one is when, and I don't know if you guys get this. Maybe it's just my personal experience, but if you're someone that sweats a lot, you have to have a towel. I don't fucking sweat, right? Like I'll never get off a bench no matter what. Like unless I've literally done like 30 minutes on a treadmill, which I'd never fucking do because look, why would I do that? But even if I'll never leave sweat on a bench, like with like someone's head or whatever. No, I would never. So I don't need to really use a towel. I have one if I need to. But when guys are fucking big, a lot of the fat guys or whatever, or just the big guys, and they leave a fucking huge sweat print across the bench, and you're like, "Hey, bro, are you done?" And he's like, "Yeah, no worries." And you get there, and it's fucking swamped, and you're like, "Sorry." What do you do then? I got to use my own towel to clean this like sweat. Fuck that.
You just out of my head with my mouth because I wanted to say about hygiene as well. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a lot of guys that really smile, man. I mean, can't you smile yourself or something? I mean,
Mm,
hygiene is really important thing, especially for men as well, because you can just get you some underarm or spray or whatsoever and then go jump because if you sweat, you can literally smell yourself. And
yeah.
someone to train next to that smell, I get seriously cautious. I can't. My workout is just feel like it's done.
mm,
Yeah, I think people should just you should keep like I keep a deodorant in my gym bag
yeah.
just because I know like if someone's standing next to me and they just like pong ridiculously, like I don't ever want to be that guy. So I just like I keep it in my bag. If I need to use it, I use it. If I don't, I don't. But that is a big one. That is a big one, Mickey. Right?
And
Um,
guys, constantly the same people in the
Yeah,
gym, the same people. So
always
you
the
want to
same.
that's okay. That's not okay. You
No,
if it's constantly the same people, that seems that you're not using any deodorant.
no,
yeah,
the thing is like it's what actually smells is the bacteria. So it's not your sweat actually. It's the fact that you literally do not have any proper hygiene. That's basically what you're telling people. Like, I do not clean myself. I do not look after myself. I will always, before that I go to gym, I will put roll on because even if I do smell, because it is a damn gym, you're gonna be sweating and you're gonna be getting hot, okay? But at least I do the effort of like beforehand, like if something were to happen, there's a little bit, and I make sure that because I don't want to. How can you go to a public gym, train with people around you, and not be ashamed? Like feel like awkward, like oh geez, am I stink? When I do like kind of smell myself, you will literally see me like kind of like trying to obscure my arms because I literally feel ashamed. Like even if I
Yeah.
did put roll on, I'm like shit. I'm smelling. I don't want anybody to smell me. Like, be, let me tell you guys about this one story. I think it was funny enough in prep last year. I walked down the stairs and there's like 4 treadmill machines at reception, right next to reception, a small space there. And I walked down the stairs, and it was probably from the end of the stairs to the treadmills where this person was in the middle of these 4 treadmills is probably like 10 meters or so. At the bottom of the stairs, I started smelling this guy. At the bottom of the stairs. He was so pungent. It was when I was on one of the treadmills, which was way to the other side, it smelled like I was like right next to him. And it smelled like wet onions.
Oh, fucking hell. I've, I've, even, I've even told people walking into the gym, not out of the gym, walking into the gym, I can fucking smell them. And I'm like, bro, imagine what this guy's gonna smell like when he comes out.
Oh.
It is
Uh,
that wet old onion smell.
Oh, that's just the worst. Like people
It
look at
happened
hygiene.
in
it's,
the morning, and I was on the treadmill as well. I couldn't take the smell, and I'm like, okay, I just have 15 minutes left. That 15 minutes was hard for me. I only done 5 minutes of that 15 minutes, and I have to run outside and vomit it.
Yes.
It at all. It's hectic. It's disgusting. And the same person come in the evening, same thing, same smell, everything. I mean, in the morning early at 5 o'clock, a gym open at 5 o'clock. Why do you have to smell like that? That's unnecessary.
It's selfish. It's selfish to do that because you're not thinking of the people around you. Like
the way Mickey said that was brilliant.
it's the same thing as like taking like hogging weights. Like you're not being conscious about the people around you. Like I'm sharing the space with you and we're both sharing this equipment. Like I am not VIP. I do not own this gym, so I don't have the right to just hog weights and machines. The same way that I'm not going to make your training uncomfortable. I'm not going to stare at you. I'm not going to smell bad. I'm not going to be loud. I'm going to keep in my space and I'm going to do my own thing. And I'll maybe help you, but I'm not going to like make it like this is my space. You didn't rent this place out. You're sharing it with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question
Yeah,
is
that's
how
good.
to tell that people you care. You really need to work on your hygiene.
To be, it's a hard one, but I think because I've actually had this situation before happen to me where I was training. I met a guy at gym, but a long time ago. I met him at gym, and he was like, "Hey, bro, whatever. Like, can we train together like one day or whatever?" So I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Let's go." We trained the one day. It was fun, and I could smell him, but I was like, "Whatever." We in the gym, and like it's chill, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. And then I ended up training with him like 3 or 4 times, and I think by the 4th time, it was like that same smell. And I wasn't going to just hold it in because if I'm going to carry on training with this guy, I was like, listen, dude. So I just pulled him aside and I was like, bro, listen, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you stink and you need to bring deodorant to the gym. Sorry. Otherwise, I can't trust you. Look, no one's gonna take it well. Like you're gonna get one that's like, oh, okay, thanks, bro. Like everyone's gonna give you a look or whatever, but I don't know. You can't fucking stink like that at the gym. Sorry. Look, if it's like a small little private gym and there's like you and 3 guys, and it's like your boys and shit, it's different. Okay, still you don't want to be stinking, but like you had a commercial gym, you had like a Virgin Active or something, wherever you train, and you stink like that. And there's like also there's girls around, there's ladies around, and you're smelling like that. For me, it's the same thing as, and look, I see it quite a bit now, and I don't understand it. Guys, and it's normally not like the like properly built, like the big guys like taking their shirt off like in the middle of the floor and doing posing. Look, it doesn't really, it's not a big thing for me, but like in a public gym like that, I don't know, like there's a bathroom, there's like sometimes there's posing rooms and shit. I don't see why that's necessary, to be honest with you. Like there's plenty of other places you can do it. There's like girls around you, and now you got to take your top off and shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pushing it a little bit. Like, I mean, you can get guys. I mean, there are stringers that are pretty much strings, which is basically showing like everything. Like everybody knows those like Gold's Gym type of stringers that are just like literally strings. And I mean, you're basically showing your whole upper body. You're basically like, I mean, nipples are all over the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, like, you're already basically like half naked. So I mean, you're already pushing like the boundaries. So I mean, just going like full force, like pulling it all off, like, yeesh, bro, come on, come on. Like you can
You
pull
don't
something
need.
off
Yeah,
that shows enough.
yeah. You don't need to do that. You can do like if you actually want to do like proper posing, there's like places you can go pose.
Go to the
But
studio.
then again, it doesn't really bother me. I think like if you got the confidence to do that, fucking whatever. You know, it's like it's cool, whatever. But like also at the same time, like I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird one for me. The reason why I'm bringing it up because I got one guy in mind. When he does it, I'm just like, bro.
But
It's not like at the end of his session. He's like in the middle of his session, and he's doing like a full fucking posing routine. I'm like, bro, wait until the end, finish your training, go to the bathroom, and go pose. I don't know.
but it's I have to say, like, it's a bit of a um it's might be a stupid reason, but I'm gonna just throw it in there. But it's kind of like it's still kind of unfair, in the sense of like guys, for instance, people are used to seeing us without shirts. But for instance, girls, they can't take anything off. Anything. If it's not short and showing your legs or your abs or your back or whatever, then you can't just take it off. Like that's like you're going into your underwear and stuff. And us,
Yeah.
we luckily don't have, bras and stuff to wear. So if we take off our shirts, everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, it's just a guy without a shirt. Um, so we have that privilege of being able to do that, but girls don't have that. If they have tights on, they can't just like suddenly pull down the tights so they can see how good their ass is looking.
Look, they can if they want to, but I don't think it'll be well received.
Yeah, I think you might get kicked out. So
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
a bit of a like a, if you can do it, why can't I do it? And then it just becomes a little bit of a back and forth fighting type of thing. So um yeah, I would say just like, so everybody can just like have the same like privileges, like keep your clothes on. Like if you want to go to the
Yeah, and also
studio, like, there is a
most of the
bathroom.
chicks don't want to see that in any case. Like, well, for most of the guys, So, but that type of shit, that's like minuscule stuff. That's like whatever. You can, if you want to do it, you can do it. But the hygiene things, that's actually one of the biggest ones. You don't have to be a dickhead just because just because you got a good physique. You can help guys out. You don't have to be a dick. That's the second one. Third one, trying to think what else gets like pisses me off in the gym. Also, like if it's like, like you know that the cable, like that cable machine that's got like 3 or 4 cables all in like a circle.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and like whatever. When guys stand there, they're like chatting with like 5 of their buddies, and they're like talking and shit, and they all on a cable. And then you
Mhm.
ask, you go there and you ask them like, listen, are you guys done? Like, no, we got 3 sets, and then they carry on chatting for 10 minutes. That also fuck me off
Oh, that gets to me.
a lot. Like, just to like, there's a coffee shop upstairs. You can go to the coffee shop and chat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Or find a
yeah,
space. Like there is enough space to go chat somewhere in a corner or whatnot.
exactly,
While you're training.
100%.
Um,
I don't even know if we answered this guy's question. Let me read it again. Can you emphasize on the importance of gym etiquette between poor and good? Okay, yeah, I guess we have. Good etiquette is just, don't be a dickhead.
don't be selfish. Like
Smell
think
half
about people
decent.
around you. Just think
So
about
you broke up there?
No, just like don't be selfish. Like think about the people around you. One thing that luckily I haven't seen here in South Africa, luckily, but it's pretty prevalent in the US, which is really disgusting, is the fact of people filming other people um, and posting it on like TikTok or Instagram or whatever, mostly TikTok, and then like making fun of them for whatever reason it might be. Like it it kind of really does grind me because it puts a lot of people off. Like the fact that you're making fun of somebody that is starting their journey, that is starting something that is actually good for them, and now you're trying to belittle them and make fun of them because maybe they're too small or they're doing something funny or they're not doing it right. Like just mind your own business. Like just leave it alone, let them do their thing. If they're not doing it right, then maybe go help them or mind your own business and leave it be. So that's where I'm pretty happy that there's somebody like Joey Swole that comes around and like bashes these people.
Obviously, the fact that you want to threaten that man because he doesn't want to be in your video tells me that you don't belong in the gym. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
And like tells it to them straight because it's not cool. It's not cool to do that. Like, especially, oh, geez, when people film in the bathrooms and then just couldn't give two shits about the fact that like somebody is getting dressed or somebody is doing something that is extremely private and it's actually a freaking law that you're not actually supposed to be filming in the bathroom. Granted, I am still one of them that still does that, but I try to at least like the amount of times that I would like stop in between poses and literally wait so people can move so that I don't catch them in my camera frame. And I've even had many people like stop and whatnot, and then I'll be like, no, 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 please walk. Like this is your bathroom, it's my bathroom. I'm not gonna take control of the bathroom just because I want to take a photo or a video. Yes, I want the lighting, but I'm going to be aware of your privacy. So I don't want to be taking a video or photo while you're busy doing something private, whether it be changing or going to the bathroom or whatnot. And I'm also not going to be a dickhead because you walk through the camera frame. Like, yeah.
You recording right now?
Yes.
I don't want to be in your recording.
I don't care. You touch me, watch what happens.
It's just about
Yeah.
like being aware of other people.
I think that's a good one. I think there's two sides, there's two sides to some shit like you see, which is absolutely hilarious. Like someone doing like upside down fucking, like some of it's funny, 100%. But
Yeah.
you're right. I've seen a lot of that where there's like videos of guys and if that guy sees that and like the whole of the fucking world is like mocking him, the chances of him going back to the gym are like, look, at the end of the day, it is your prerogative to learn and understand how the gym works and what to do and stuff. But you're right, it is a learning thing. And when when anyone starts, they're not perfect, they're in a perfect form, like whatever. So yeah, and you'll probably find the people that are videoing them are probably just absolute fucking losers. Most of the, like you're never gonna see like a top 1% bodybuilder really doing that. Like just videos like, hey, look at this fucking idiots. Like that's never gonna happen. So the majority of the time, they actually probably looking for attention themselves. You actually weigh less of a dickhead if you actually go and say, listen, bro, you're doing this wrong. Let me show you how to do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yay! The police are coming for you, Mickey. What did you do?
Didn't say that joke. Thank you.
I'm trying to think now. Before I let you guys go, I'm trying to think what else irritates me, because a lot of things used to irritate me don't really irritate me anymore. I've calmed down quite a bit with that sort of stuff. The thing is, I'm an advocate for people going in the gym and absolutely just fucking killing it, and like you can grunt and just go mad, like just don't, like, pretty much just don't be a pussy in the gym. Go in there and train hard. If your form's not perfect, that's fine. Ask for help. That's like simple shit. But yeah, I mean, to answer the actual original question, there is some do's and don'ts. You are in there with other people. But yeah, don't stink, pretty much. I guess that we came to that conclusion. Don't fucking stink. Don't stink. Don't be a doers. And before you leave, what's your stance on like helping someone else with their form? Because a lot of people will fucking get really pissed off if you come to them. You're like, especially like not a big guy, but like an older guy, and he's busy doing it, and you get to go up to him and help him. You probably have some type of ego about it. Would you guys do it? Would you ever do it? If you saw like, just maybe it's a guy your age or younger, would you ever go to him and be like, listen, bro, can I just help you with that?
Yeah, sometimes always do it. And sometimes a lot of people ask me as well, they just look at me and they're like, yo, bro, I'm just scared to ask me for help. And I'm like, no, you don't need to be scared. I'm here in the gym. So you can ask for help and on your form and stuff like that. So look, I've also learned, and there's some people that help me and some of the stuff I've done on myself, but you can literally see that this people's form is so people and they tend to hurt themselves. So I mean, time of your life, help someone else in the gym because it costs you nothing.
Yeah, it does cost you absolutely nothing. Especially if you got the knowledge. It's like, it's simple, eh? And you go?
For me, I think a lot of people think that I'm very scary or like super aggressive and intense while I'm like training. Like, yeah, I'm exactly like all that, like while I'm training. But if you come up to me and like start talking to me, I'm like I look like basically like while I'm training, I look like this big ass bulldog, all blubbering, going crazy and whatnot. But as soon as you come up to me and say hi, then I roll over on my back like I'm like, oh hi, what's up? Like I'm just a normal person, so I'm like super chilled like that. And honestly, if you actually come up to me and ask me like, hey, can you show me what to do and whatnot? I'm like actually like, oh wow, thank you so much. Like, sure, let me help you out. Because that's what I love to do. I love to help people with these kinds of things. So, but if I see them doing something that isn't exactly the way that I would like to do it, I might just leave it because it's like it might be like small tweaks or things that I feel like maybe I don't really need to like bother them or something with those kinds of things. But if I do see something kind of like maybe a little crazy, also I tend to recognize faces and kind of you kind of get this like vibe, like kind of like, is this person okay to like go up to you and whatnot? So then I can kind of get that vibe, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? Like we've kind of had this like mutual like we've seen each other in the gym, so why don't I go like and just say like, hey bro, how's it? We see each other a lot in the gym. Do you mind if I see you train a lot? You look pretty good. I got some tips. I've been training quite a while, and I've also done this, and I've done this in different ways. It's something I think you might benefit from. So, mind if I show you? And then I'll basically take that type of approach. But I'm pretty wary just because I don't want to like kind of like bash on an ego or anything because I know we got pretty fragile egos, so I don't want to be bashing on them for that.
See that? That's actually the reason I asked the question, because I remember when I first started training, not first started, maybe I was probably like a year or two in, or whatever it was, and I was in a Virgin Active in Pretoria, and I was doing an incline bench, but on the Smith machine. But I was doing by then I had like pretty decent form, like I kind of knew what I was doing with regards to training. And I was doing an incline press, but I'd done it on purpose that I was higher up. It's like what do they call it? Like a guillotine press. It's not very good for your fucking shoulders, don't get me wrong. But instead of pulling down, it was like a little bit more upright, right? And I was doing it on purpose. I was just trying something out. And it's like big guy at the time, very fucking big, came up to me. He's like, bro, do it this way, do it that way. And I didn't want to like chirp him back. I was like, fuck it. I was young. But for the rest of the session, bro, I sat there and I was like, fuck. I was angry. I was actually literally like physically fucking angry. Like and I don't know why. It makes no sense. But like at the same time, you kind of like you got to kind of find that balance of like you'd only go up to a guy if his form is completely out of whack, or he's like really going to hurt himself, you know. When that situation, I knew what I was doing, and then to me and told me, don't do that. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I just, for the rest of the session, I was actually bleak. I was like, fuck this guy. And then I trained even harder. So anyways,
that's I agree on that because people actually, that's exactly like why I try and like analyze the situation a little bit, because sometimes even if they do it off like just a little bit, like something that's like let's say 80 or 90% of it is actually perfect form. They're doing everything right that they should be. But maybe for instance, they're doing like that or whatever the case may be. And then that might come off as like, oh, but they're not doing it exactly perfect the way they should be, or the norm does it. But then there's actually a reason why they might actually be doing that, to be targeting a different space or whatever on the muscle group. And then in that case, I'm like, I think they're doing that like intentionally wrong. So let me just leave it.
Yeah, it's like the perfect example is like if someone's doing cheat curls, you know, like they're going fucking heavy and they're kind of slowing down on the negative. Like you look at that and it's like fucking terrible form, but you don't know if they're doing it right or wrong. So like there's no point of really helping them out. Because look, to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever done it before. I don't think I've ever like gone to some random person and be like, listen, bro, you're doing it wrong. I think it's because of my experience. I think that it irritated me so much at the time. I was like, I'm not going to do that to other people, you know?